Hello, welcome to Qatar 365 with me, Adil Halim. On this episode, we serve up all things sports from top-tier tennis to high-level beach volleyball. Up first, some of the very best tennis players in the world battled it out on this very court, including 21-year-old Qatari Mubaraka Al-Nuaimi. I caught up with her to find out what it's like playing an international tournament on her home turf. Come on. Mubaraka Al-Nuaimi is a natural on the tennis court, but it wasn't love at first swing.
At the beginning, I didn't want to play tennis, but my mom pushed me with my brother, and then I started competing and winning some matches, and then becoming #1 all category here in Doha.
While her brother eventually stopped playing, Al-Nuaimi quickly fell in love with the sport.
Now tennis is part of my life. It's like a routine for me, playing every day. It's hard because I'm studying also university, so I'm trying to manage my time competing and studying at the same time. Tennis is my passion.
Try to follow through more. This is good. Good. Perfect.
Coach Munir El-Araj first met Al-Nuaimi at the Qatar Tennis Federation when she was 6 or 7 years old. Fast forward more than a decade, and he's seen significant improvement in his star player.
Technically, she's one of the good players we have in Doha, and she's improving. She's improved a lot on the way hitting the ball, on the way moving on the court, on the way behaving on the court, and we saw a lot of progress.
Al-Nuaimi is Qatar's highest-ranked player and made her WTA main draw debut here in 2017. She hopes her presence in the Qatar Total Energy Open, facing some of the best players in the world, will inspire more young girls to pick up a racket. Her coach hopes she'll one day be ranked among the top 100 players in the Women's Tennis Association, and the competition is fierce.
Millions of people trying to get inside the WTA, so the chance it's very small, but every player has his hope and trying his best to be there.
And sometimes hope can turn to reality. Even 21-year-old world #1 Iga Swiatek, who won this year's Qatar Total Energy Open, says she never imagined she'd be where she is today.
It's pretty nice to be in that kind of position because when I was younger, I never would have thought that I'm gonna, be some kind of a role model. So I really want to give a good example, and I always try to kind of remember that when I'm on court, in terms of like showing my emotions and frustration. So it's also like motivating me to work harder on myself.
Right after the Australian Open opened serve on the new tennis season, the men's and women's Qatar Open tournaments provide a chance for top players to sharpen their skills, while also offering a platform for players still trying to make a name for themselves.
With our national teams, we are trying to encourage players to grow up their level to participate in such an event. And every year we give a wild card to the highest national ranked player in women's and men's. And this makes us very proud that we are leading on this. And we are investing, and every year we have a little bit improvement on this, and we are happy with that.
For Al-Nuaimi, her happiness is on the court. But she's also studying business at university, so balancing school and sport is an added challenge on a journey she hopes will encourage others.
I would love to inspire all the Qatari women, and lately we have a lot of sport women in the region, especially Qatar after the World Cup.
As one of the few Arab female tennis players, just her presence alone will no doubt inspire a generation of future players. 2022 was a breakout year for Felix Auger-Aliassime. The 22-year-old Canadian won his first singles title, 4 of them in fact, and became the 6th-ranked men's player in the world. Ahead of this year's 2023 Qatar ExxonMobil Open, I got a chance to sit down with Auger-Aliassime to find out how he hopes to build on last season's success and what it's like to be coached by Rafael Nadal's uncle. Felix, you had an incredible 2022. How do you keep that momentum going this year?
I mean, it's funny because I was thinking at the end of last year, like, do I see it as like a fresh start, like a new year, or do I like just keep going and trying to like see it more as like a continuous like progress of my career going forward? I felt more like, you know, I had to think about just keep on going like I was doing, keep on focusing on the things that are important for me, keeping my body fit, being healthy, of course, first, and then just training well. So when I come to tournaments, I'm prepared and I feel like I'm playing good.
Despite being Canada's top-ranked player, before you became this, you went through your own fair share of challenges, 8 consecutive finals before finally getting over that hump. How did you get over that hump, and what did it feel like when you won your first title?
It was a huge relief. I was this young player, like promising player always since I was like 14, 15 years old. So of course it was kind of a weight, but at the same time I think a good pressure, like motivation, is like, okay, people are talking about the player that I could be, and also like myself. I feel like I can be a good player, but I have to kind of prove that to myself and others. But then to lose all those finals, it was like sometimes like doubt would creep in, like can I be that guy, you know, can I be that top 10 player, or like even better that I wish I can be, that everybody's like talking about. So when I got over the hump and felt like I played also one of my best tennis in an important match, there was a huge relief.
You talked about that doubt. As a young athlete, how do you make sure you don't get too low on the losses and too high? You won 4 titles last year. How do you balance that?
For me, the main key is kind of having a balanced mind and stay relaxed, not get too excited when you win, not too frustrated when you lose, because it's about accepting the reality. For me, when I caught that idea and that mindset, is like, you know, frustration comes from like not accepting the reality that you're facing. I mean, I could get frustrated that I'm losing, or could get too hyped up if I win, but you know, that's just the reality. If I win, I deserve, because I trained hard and I played well, and if I don't, it means I need to go back to the drawing board and improve. So just about accepting the reality.
Now, you're being coached by Tony Nadal, uncle of arguably one of the greatest players of all time. What is he added to your game?
We work on a lot of things. I mean, when I'm on the court with him, we talk about my technique, my game, how I can improve my shots to be a better player. I think he brought me a lot of confidence. He's a great motivator, the way he talks. It's your first time in this tournament. Yeah.
What are your initial impressions? You just walked through the city and the courts and all that.
It's a world-class event, and then also Doha is my first time, but it's like really futuristic city. You feel like they have this, you know, this grandiose idea of like making it like a city of the future. So it's nice to see all of that. Hopefully I get some time to visit a little bit.
Qatar's multi-billion-dollar investments in sports facilities laid the foundation to scoring several deals to host major international sporting events. Volleyball World's Beach Pro Tour is the latest addition to that list. Fans of some of the top players in the world got a chance to see them in action for the very first time in Qatar. Lala Homera has more.
Sun, sand, and sea. When it comes to beach volleyball, Qatar has undeniably the ideal conditions for hosting one of the sport's major competitions. Doha was chosen as the final stop in the Beach Pro Tour tournament, the culmination of 47 events, and concluding with the crowning of the best beach volleyball team in the world.
We've had a great history with bringing beach volleyball events to Qatar, and the Qatari team is actually one of the best in the world. They won the bronze medal at the Tokyo Olympics. So for us, creating a relationship with the Qatar Volleyball Association, as well as with the Aspire Academy, was a natural next extension of bringing the sport to Qatar.
And by doing that, they've brought more fans to the country too.
When you see the best teams, when you see the best players, they are giving their effort, they are doing the best. So you can find the followers and the spectators, the fans, they are following them. They like to see them in their country too.
It's fascinating how it's all done. Like you see it in life, like people are playing, because you watch it on TV, it's one thing, you watch it live, completely different.
It's really nice because we're really close to the player. You can see all the matches of the games. It is amazing. I think Qatar have great venues, great organizations, and it's a really good place to be.
With all eyes on the tournament, organizers saw an opportunity to take a stand on an important global issue: pollution.
Not only were the Beach Pro Tour finals held in Qatar for the first time ever, but champions of the event got to lift a unique, one-of-a-kind winner's trophy, another first for the tournament.
Made entirely out of recycled plastic trash collected from the world's beaches, the trophy symbolizes Volleyball World's commitment to keeping beaches clean so fans can enjoy the sport for generations to come. The Beach Pro Tour Finals is set to be held in Doha through 2025, but organizers are already looking beyond that and towards a long-term partnership.
For us, Doha has become one of the principal cities of the Beach Pro Tour and for beach volleyball around the world. So we're looking to come back for as long as we can and as long as the Qatari people enjoy watching beach volleyball.
So the ball's in Qatar's court. But it's the strong teamwork with international sporting organizations like Volleyball World that's become the winning strategy for all players involved.
Game, set, match. From the hard court to the beach, we hope you enjoyed this episode of Qatar 365. That's all the time we have for now. For more, check out Euronews.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Qatar 365.